Welcome back, guys. This is going to be a very long series again. Dungeons in hard mode with heroes, no concepts, no pecans, no summoning stones. This is the list I'm going to follow. So the first is the Catacombs of Kathandrax guide. Just like in the mission guide series, let me give you some general information about this place. This is a free level dungeon. There are plenty of fire allays, roaring eaters here. And I would say the majority of the enemies are coasters, so if you have a good variety of coaster shutdown skills like Cry of Frustration, Mistrust, even Knockdown or skills which can cause daze conditions like Technobubble, you can make your life definitely easier. The dungeon is located in the southeast corner of Saknot Valley, so this is a place we don't really like because there is a badass fire alley boss here and also tons of burning spirits, flowstone elementals, so this area sucks big time. But the dungeon is quite similar, one of the hardest ones. Anyway, it gives you Vanguard points when you complete it, and there are two skins, the Astral Staff and the Emerald Blade, which are only available from these dungeons and chest. Alright, this is my hero team. My own character is the Dagger Spammer Warrior, and I will bring E-Surge, Mesmers, Allies, Ritus and the Beep Necro, the usual stuff, but you will see in some parts of the dungeon, especially on the last bit of level 3, we were struggling. If I'd have to do this dungeon once more, I'd definitely bring as many distractions as possible and maybe give more heals to my SOS Rit. And distraction as the Ebon Vanguard Assassin support, or even a Bonefin Minion Master, or if you have a Summoning Stone that can help as well, just make sure the heroes don't get as much direct damage as they did in my case. You know, being the only melee in the group kind of sucks. Heroes ball up behind me, and this can cause a lot of trouble, especially in the Catacombs, where Fire Allays and Mesmers have AoE skills and they spam E-Surge and Searing Flames 24/7. So once you're ready, start from Doomlord Shrine, and advise you activate the Vanguard title in advance. Some of the monsters are char on the way, but if you don't do that, no worries, the dungeon has no chars, and as far as I know, there isn't any title which may help you inside. Kill these char seekers here and you can pretty much walk all the way to Saknot Valley without much trouble, maybe one or two groups and that's all. After some growls and chars, we finally reach the Burning Forest. Get ready for some fun here, and under fun I mean permanent suffering and torture from the constant burning and savanna heat, searing flame spikes. Okay, this wasn't completely true, but you know, heroes are dumb sometimes. I swear they want to camp in the biggest AoE damage all the time. If you're lucky, you can reach the dungeon without dating the boss, and when you see Sweet in an eye or knee, you can pick up the quest. But I've already picked it up, so there is no exclamation mark above the NPC. Never mind, let's go inside and see what lies beneath the surface. Beginning of level 1 is peaceful. There is a Magma Blister and a Forge Master ahead. They are probably the weakest of all enemies here. Generally speaking, if there is a Roaring Eater, Flowstone Elemental or Burning Spirit in the enemy group, focus on them. The other mobs can wait, they won't hurt as much. And you will see sometimes I will micro more than usual, sometimes I will be a lazy ass and run straight into a group. If you want to play it in safety mode, you can micro the ST hero all the time, but of course the dungeon will take much longer in this case. Through the dungeon you will run into several flame traps. They will do burning and some fire damage to the whole party, and if you aggro a group by being close to the traps, you will have a massive disadvantage and a hero or two will die for sure. So this part of level 1 is full of mixed groups of Burning Spirits, Roaring Eaters, Magma Blisters, Forge Masters. They can test your heroes quite well, and I would say if you can complete level 1, you can probably finish the whole dungeon as well. Like in all dungeons, we must find the dungeon key if we want to go to the next level. In this case, a worm drops the key and it is protected by several flame traps, and you can find it in this pit area. Once you destroy it, the key is yours, but yeah, these flame jets and flame darts hurt badly. Few more groups and we reach the dungeon lock. If you have the dungeon key, you can open this gate. If you don't have the key, you must go back to the worm and see if we have forgotten to pick up the key. Plenty of times I forgot as well, it can happen. This is the time for some boss fight. The Regent of Flame, quite a fitting name, a fire ally boss, and it is protected by several enchanted swords. This scenario looks dangerous. I recommend you flag heroes and micro them like I do. Displacement, Shatter and Union, and you can aggro them. Kill the small ones first and keep the most for last. Nice and clean fight, and I promise you guys you won't see anything like this on level 3. I'm just joking, level 3 is not that bad either. So level 2 is somewhat different. There are new types of enemies here. These cave alloys, they are not too terrible, have some spirits and healing skills, but usually they come in groups of 3 or 4, and as you can see, even though I've tried my best to separate the groups here, even switch to a longbow, it's become a big chaos. Never mind, these fools are not too strong, but yeah, this area is a bit crowded. The next few groups are probably the hardest in this dungeon. Not just we must go through narrow caverns, but also big groups with allies, mesmers and warriors. Definitely micro the soul twisting Ritu in advance. You can even put splinter weapon on your character if you are a melee, and pray for heroes to interrupt all the deadly enemy spells. The next place is a joke. I mean, look at it, like 15 enemies in a tiny area, plus burning. Don't let them trick you, flag your heroes to a safe spot and pull the group on the left with the bow. If you do things well, all your heroes will survive. Now let's get the dungeon key, destroy the Regent of Flame. It is alone, won't cause too many problems. And that's it. Now go for the Flowstone allies and the Ritu as well. Big group again, focus on the elementals. Activate the dungeon lock, and the next area is the Forge Imps and Worms territory. None of them are dangerous, but the Worms have some AoE skills, so they can cause some damage. Another big group here precaught the defensive spirits and destroy the burning spirits as soon as possible. The worms will siege you in the meantime, but a good hero team won't have many problems. After that, feel free to simply run straight to the entrance of level 3. You can kill the imps and the worms of course, but to me it would have been a waste of time, so I will speed things up here. And finally here we are, level 3, new monsters again, spiders, beetles and djinns. We must kill them all to summon a boss-like foe. Highly recommended to aggro only one group at a time, or you will lose a hero or two like I did. I guess my patience was running low till I got to level 3, hence why the more YOLO in this level. Never mind, a little death penalty never hurt nobody. Finally, no more spiders to kill and the flame genie arrives. With heroes you will destroy him easily, but make sure you have at least the Spirit of Shelter on. This guy has some strong fire skills. Anyway, pick up the dungeon key and open the gate. Well, I'm not too proud of the next few minutes. You will see that we didn't wipe, but we were close to it several times. This is why I said in the beginning of the video that you must bring as many extra allies and anti-coaster things as you can. Also make sure 2 or 3 of your heroes have resurrection skills. The next part is a bit tricky. I think you shouldn't get too close to those burning spirits. Let the heroes kill the worms from a safe distance. The last area before the end boss has several flame traps and burning spirits, forge imps and worms. Kind of annoying if you ask me, but we must clear our way through. There is no easy way out, no shortcut home. And I think you will know by now we focus our firepower on the burning spirits first, forge imps after. And finally we've reached the boss room. The boss is called Ilsandor, Lord of Fire. He is somewhat similar to Duncan because both of them can reflect damage back to the players and heroes. Because of this, advise you don't use all your skills as fast as you can, but you do some damage, wait for heroes to heal you, use some skills again and wait, and so on and so on. You may disable some of your hero skills to lower the team's damage output. If you want to do that, hold left shift and click on the skill you want to disable. Ilsandor also has a firebomb master only skill. You must drop this item and get away from it because it deals some fire damage. The boss will also summon 2 giant fireballs which will keep going around the room. They can kill any creature they touch. Some good news, the boss has no HP regen, that's right. Let's say he wipes your party, you get resurrected close to him, you do it again and he will finally die. Just make sure you do damage each time. So I had no special tactics this time. I was like, if we wipe, we wipe, the restaurant is closed anyway, let's try our best. Of course I micro the ST and the SOS read and pre-cost as many skills as I can. Like I said, don't attack like a mad chicken. The reflected damage thing sometimes stops, give your heroes time to heal you. I've also flagged my heroes away from the fireballs, you can do the same. The place between the inner and outer edge is great, or you can try to lure the boss himself into the fireballs, that will work as well. We were close to a party wipe, but eventually we did it, and see what I got from the chest. The Q10 Emerald Blade, you remember the 2 skins which are unique to this chest? Astral Staff and this blade. I swear I've only done this dungeon once to make this guide, my luck was over 9000 I guess. And I've checked Commandant trade chat, this Q10 Emerald is worth around 2 arm races, not too bad. By the way, the Hammer of Kathandrax is also worth some money, 5 or 6 ectos each. So if you don't want a quest reward, you can sell it in Commandant for some ectos. People use it for easy survivor title, they buy a bunch of hammers, come to this dungeon, and they turn in the hammers for the quest rewards. They rezone, get the XP, rezone again, and so on. This is a risk-free survivor title basically. Anyway, if you wait for the timer, you'll be taken to the entrance of the dungeon. So guys, this was the Catacombs of Kathandrax dungeon, took me around 45 minutes. Hope you enjoyed it, good luck and see you in the next video.